Hey y'all, and we back, y'all. I had to come back and give y'all some great news. Still, you need to lock your doors and be aware at the gas station inside the stores for the shopping for the holidays. But I do have good news for the people in Georgia. The 3 inmates has been captured, y'all, from the DeKalb County Jail. They have been captured, and that's the good news that they have captured them, and they are back behind bars. Okay, but that still doesn't mean to be aware of your surroundings for this holidays. Okay, but they did capture the 3 DeKalb County escapees, and that is sort of kind of good news for us. Like I say, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, but I'm going to bring this news and attention to you all.
Long manhunt. 3 dangerous inmates who escaped from the DeKalb County Jail are back behind bars this morning.
Atlanta News First Nehemiah Watson is live at the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office. And Nehemiah, do we know any details about how they were captured?
Well, the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office has not said how or where the inmates were found, only that they were back in police custody around 1:30 this morning. The Sheriff's Office will be holding a press conference around 11 a.m. with more details on the arrest. Now, the Sheriff's Office says the inmates were discovered missing during a routine security check early yesterday morning. Authorities have not said how the inmates may have broken out, but dispatchers on scanner traffic said they heard reports of loud noises coming from the vent inside the jail and found a rope tied to a vent extending out of the jail. All 3 inmates had already been facing serious charges. Yusuf Minor charged with armed robbery, Nayad Yohannes charged with assault and arson, and Stevenson Charles charged with the murder of Carl Stein at his Lithonia apartment in 2022. Atlanta News First spoke with Brian Steinke, the father of the victim, yesterday before the inmates were captured.
We know that this individual, it sounds like all 3 of the individuals are violent individuals, and so I'm concerned that they would hurt somebody while they're trying to get away. And I'm very confident they're going to get arrested again, but what happens in that meantime?
They got them, y'all.
Now, it's unclear what new charges the inmates will face, but again, the Sheriff's Office will be holding a press conference at 11 a.m. with more details on those arrests. And of course, we'll bring you the very latest as we get that information. Live in DeKalb County, Watson.
They should, let me see. They should have, hold on, y'all. What time is it now? Let me see. It should be about 11 o'clock.
Law. This is an
Hold on, y'all. Let me go back up. They should have, is it 11 o'clock yet? Yeah. I'm so glad they caught those 3 escapees, y'all. I'm so glad they caught them. And I knew and they were from the DeKalb County Jail. I just don't understand how they got out of there because the DeKalb County is so strict. Somebody in trouble. Somebody is in trouble, y'all. Let me see. It should be, let me see what time is it. It should be 11 o'clock. It should be 12. Let me see, because I don't keep up with the time no more. It should be 12 o'clock. Let me see what time it is, y'all. Hold on. Because I want to see the...
Dangerous inmates who escaped from the DeKalb.
I already saw that. Let me see something. You know about the name. Let me see, y'all. Let me see what time it's now. I'm so glad, y'all. I just did a live on them just a few minutes ago. See, dog. Let me see right here. That's just a day ago, 17 hours ago. Let me see what they got right here.
And 3 inmates on the run tonight after escaping the DeKalb County Jail. The latest on the efforts to find these men. And that's what we begin tonight at 6. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Ron Jones. Well, the manhunt is on for those 3 escaped.
No, they got them. Hold on, guys.
Jail, 11 lives. Daniel Nottingham is live outside the DeKalb County Jail with new details on these dangerous fugitives. So, Danielle, do we have any idea where they may be? Are officials telling you that?
Well, Ron, we still have no idea where.
Okay, y'all, hold on. They found them, guys. Hold on.
The inmates has.
Hold on. They found them. Let me see what they gonna say. This the same one. They haven't had the news conference. Let me see. I want to hear where they was, because they couldn't have been 4 hours ago. Let's see this.
We are following some breaking news this morning.
Here we go.
There's 3 dangerous inmates who escaped from the Dekalb County Jail are in custody.
Good news. The sheriff's office confirmed to 11 Alive early this morning that all 3 men have been captured after nearly a full day on the run. 11 Alive's Ariana Manise is live with the very latest. Ariana, what are you learning at this hour?
Seth and Jonathan, we learned from the Dekalb County Sheriff's Office that these escaped inmates were back in custody. They confirmed that news with us just after 1 a.m. this morning. And while these men were on the run, they were considered armed and dangerous, prompting a nearly 24-hour manhunt. These are the escaped inmates you see right on your screen. They were identified as Stevenson Charles, Yusuf Minor, and Ado Yohannes. Now, these inmates are behind bars for some very serious charges. Charles is charged with murder, child sex crimes, and armed robbery. Minor is charged with murder, 2 counts of armed robbery, and other offenses, and Yohannes is charged with simple assault, arson, and additional counts. The sheriff's office says that they were discovered missing here from the Dekalb County Jail early Monday morning during a routine security check.
Let me tell y'all something. How in the heck did they even escape from the jail, y'all? Dekalb County is strict. Dekalb County Jail is strict. They even strict with us when we come up in there to visit somebody. I don't even see how them dudes got out of there.
Office that these inmates were back in custody. They confirmed that news with us just after 1 a.m. this morning. And while these men were on the run, they were considered armed and dangerous, prompting a nearly 24-hour manhunt. These are the escaped inmates you see right now on your screen. They were identified as Stevenson Charles, Yusuf Minor, and Ado.
Y'all should, especially you should have just stand still.
For some very serious charges. Charles is charged with murder, child sex crimes, and armed robbery. Minor is charged with murder, 2 counts of armed robbery, and other offenses, and Yohannes is charged with simple assault, arson, and additional counts. The sheriff's office.
Now, y'all, I want to show y'all. This is the Dekalb County Jail. How in the hell did they get out of there? How? And why they even try to get up out of that mother sucker? None of them gonna get caught. Ain't nothing over there. Look, y'all, right in the street right here. And ain't nothing but buildings over there. It's no houses, it's buildings. It's a highway right there. It's a highway. Which way they gonna go? Which way they gonna run? They know about the cab now. They know about the cab cause one of them did to somebody out there in Stone Mountain. I just don't understand how you gonna escape and then everybody gonna ride. Hey, Cooper, everybody, you gonna escape from jail and then all of y'all hanging together? Man, please, go sit down somewhere.
Were discovered missing here from the Dekalb County Jail early Monday morning during a routine security check. Investigators say the 3 men broke out hours earlier, but at this time, it's still unclear how they were able to escape.
That's what I'm saying.
We are expecting to get more information from the sheriff's office later on this morning. We're planning to hold a press conference at 11 a.m. this morning. We're hoping to get more details.
They said it was going to hold a press conference, and it's 12 o'clock, and I don't hear no press. I don't see nothing about no press conference. I don't know. I don't see no press conference, and I was trying to get y'all the press conference before I leave, but see, that's just 1 day ago. Look at Einstein. Let's see. I just try to get y'all the information on these 3 suspects right here that they have arrested, and I can't find nothing else. No press conference, nothing. They are more upset about this. They are so upset about what happened. Cause you don't escape from the Dekalb County Jail. You don't. I'm telling y'all.
FanDuel picks. An argument at a busy intersection.
Oh Lord, mercy! I'm trying to talk about these 3 inmates who thought they got away. 3 inmates back in custody. Let me see what they say right here, y'all. They don't have nothing. They don't have nothing. And that boy right there in the middle, right there, he should have kept his butt. What y'all trying to escape for? You ain't had no problem getting in there. Shouldn't have did what you did.
Long Manhunt, 3 dangerous inmates who escaped from the DeKalb County Jail are back behind bars this morning.
And then his first Niamani Watson is live.
All right, y'all, I can't find nothing different.
Niamani, do we know any details about how they were captured?
Well,
the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office has not said how or where the inmates were found.
I can't
We're
find
following
nothing.
some breaking news.
I just
this morning.
showed y'all,
Those 3
didn't I?
dangerous inmates who escaped from the Dekalb County Jail are now back in custody.
And good news, the Sheriff's Office confirmed to 11 Alive early this morning that all 3 men have been captured after nearly a full day on the run. 11 Alive's Ariana Manise is live with the very latest. Ariana, what are you learning at this time?
Seth and Jonathan, we learned.
Now at 9, no sign of these 3 inmates who
they
escaped
talking about
from
yesterday.
County Jail.
One man is a murder suspect. London News for Sydney Stonewood is right outside the last place those men were seen, at the DeKalb County Jail. So, Sydney, questions, they are still out there about how they were.
Nah, they got them, baby.
And where they could be right now.
Let me see. Top 7.
Tracy and Blair, that's exactly right. I want to give you some context. So this area around the jail, there are neighborhoods, there are shops not far from here.
Yeah, that is some neighborhoods over there.
Just a block or 2 away from this DeKalb County Jail. Meanwhile, 3 inmates are out on.
Let's see.
Now, your top 7 at 7 with Carly Barnett.
We're staying on top of a number of major stories for you tonight. Here's your top 7 at 7. A manhunt is underway for 3 inmates.
They already caught them.
DeKalb County Jail.
I'm trying to see the press conference.
Charles, Yusuf Minor, and Nayad Yohannes. Officials consider Charles to be particularly.
I know. They said at 11. This in Atlanta, where I live. It's 12 something. They should have something. I don't know what they talking about. Chad, I'm right here in Atlanta, right in Atlanta. I know exactly where they are. And I just can't find that news conference. And let me see right here. Wait a minute, hold on.
Back to that breaking news right now at 8 that we're on top of. This is out of DeKalb County where a search is underway for 3 missing inmates.
Hold on, y'all. I can't find it, y'all. They don't have it. I was waiting on the conference, and I don't see it.
You own it, though, but you really own it?
I was going to bring y'all the
sit in some companies
update while I'm on here. I hate to get off of it.
3 inmates in the county jail have been reported missing. Stephen Chaynock is asking questions from outside the county jail. And Steph, what have you learned?
It's
Yeah, so Dan, unfortunately right now we don't have much information to go off besides that we are hearing reports that 3 inmates are missing from here inside DeKalb County Jail behind me just off Memorial Drive.
I just don't understand. I can't find it, y'all. They know they got to come up. When they come up with news about this, they better come correct because it's nowhere in the hell they say escape from the DeKalb County Jail, y'all. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. They strict in the DeKalb County Jail with the people in there doing lobby. The DeKalb County don't play. I don't even stuff. Them in DeKalb County, I don't understand it. Well, I can't find them. And I hate to come back and stuff like that. I can't. I can't find the conference. I can't find the conference. They ain't got no new conference.
Three dangerous inmates who escaped from the DeKalb County Jail are back behind bars this morning.
Atlanta News first Niamani Watson is live at the DeKalb
County Police. Let me see what's going on right here. 8 years ago, y'all, I can't find it. I thought maybe they would have it out by now. They ain't got it out. They ain't, I don't know what's going on with DeKalb County. DeKalb, don't nobody escape from DeKalb County unless you let them out of there. You can't find it either, can you? I don't know what's going on. I just don't. They shame. They don't want to tell nobody about it. Oh, they must gonna start right here. They must gonna start it right here, y'all. But look, y'all, let me give y'all the scoop. You do wrong things, you get consequences behind it. That's why I don't do nothing wrong, because I don't want no consequences. I just don't understand how them 3 guys got away, y'all. I really don't. And what they should have done, I bet they like, oh man, we better get back up in there, man, because they gonna get us. I hear the dog barking on here, man. I hear the dogs. Man, where we gonna go, man? And all of y'all trying to go somewhere together? Y'all, something wrong with y'all, folks. Let me see what they got. Y'all ain't got that on here. Y'all fooling us. If I'm gonna escape by myself. I ain't about to carry nobody. It's just like you escaped and you got children running behind you. Yeah, that wasn't smart at all. That wasn't even smart. Dumb and dummiest. Jesus. Let me see. Well, y'all, I can't find it. I don't see it, Colin. I don't see it, y'all. They gonna show it. They gonna change their time. That's all. They gonna show it. They gonna show it, but they ain't showing it yet, though.
Over 60 years ago, Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom brought the wonders of the natural.
And now at 9, no sign of these 3 inmates who escaped from the DeKalb County Jail.
Well, let y'all see it just in case those who didn't see it.
One man is a murder suspect. 11 News First Sydney Stallworth is live outside the last place those men were seen at the Dekalb County Jail. So, Sydney, questions, they are still out there about how they were able to escape and where they could be right now.
Tracy and Blair, that's exactly right. I want to give you some context, though. This area around the jail, there are neighborhoods, there are shops not far from here, even a MARTA stop just a block or 2 away from this DeKalb County Jail. Meanwhile, 3 inmates are out on the run tonight. One of those inmates, by the way, a murder suspect.
Yeah.
Now, still, the sheriffs are saying these folks could be armed. And that is where the danger comes in. We know who police are looking for tonight.
You
These
just a
are
dude,
the
boy.
escapees. Yusuf Minor charged with armed robbery. Nayad Gahanes charged with assault and arson. And Stevenson Charles charged with the murder
Here goes Stevenson.
at his Lithonia apartment in 2022. An incident that we covered here at Atlanta News First years ago.
How you wearing your hair in jail?
In the jail for about a year and a half. Charles was booked into jail just 17 days ago. Now, with folks who live out here within blocks of this DeKalb County Jail, they all have the same question tonight.
My first reaction was, how did they get out?
Thank you.
How did they escape?
Thank you. I said
How
that.
did they get out?
Thank you.
Did they have help getting out?
Let me tell y'all something. These people sound like me. I've been here 66 years and I know damn well I ain't never heard nobody escape from the DeKalb County Jail now. Not DeKalb County. Any other county. Who helped them folks get out of there? Who let them people out? Because they ain't just got out of there like that, y'all. I know. Don't y'all hear these people who from Atlanta? They know you can't get out of there like that. These folks strict.
Is the jail that unsafe?
Thank you.
You know, you cannot keep the people in. You can get out, eat that easy.
Thank you.
Now, I reached out to the office of the DeKalb County CEO after this jailbreak. The office says they communicated with the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, which runs the jail and is leading this search tonight. In a statement to Atlanta News First, they say, in part, quote, the public is reminded to take all reasonable security precautions, including locking doors and windows in their vehicles and homes.
Well, I already told them that last night.
Surroundings
at all times. The DeKalb County CEO goes on to say that, of course, if you see any one of these inmates, you're asked to call 911 right away. Of course, keep your distance as well. Now, there are still a lot of questions that you just heard.
Right.
How did these inmates get out of the jail? We don't have official confirmation of how that happened from law enforcement, but we do have recordings of the moments that officers found out that the inmates were missing and the key item that they left behind. You're going to hear much more about that tonight at 11, so stick with us. Indicator, I'm Sydney Starr with Atlanta.
Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't told her nothing. Them men ain't just escaped, y'all. I'm telling y'all right now. They ain't just broke out of that jail. Not that jail right there. That's nearly like a new, no. They ain't walk out that front door like that. So they could tell me anything else, but not that. No. I'm not going with it. And I don't see nothing else. It's not going to tell me that they broke out of their jail. I'm telling y'all right now. They can tell anybody anything they want to. But them folks straight down there, that's a place that you don't want to go in. Who's do release more than 10,000 files? Y'all ain't got nothing else. Let's see what's going on right here. I'm being nosy now. Hold on, y'all. I'm being nosy now.
Round up spare change and to save.
Let me hear about that Einstein right quick.
Give me 17 cents on Bitcoin.
Well, breaking overnight, another trove of Epstein files were released.
Epstein. I call him Einstein.
This new release contains untrue and sensationalist claims about President Trump the FBI received ahead of the 2020 election. Now, the tens of thousands of new documents include court records, FBI and DOJ documents, emails, news clippings. Lawmakers are demanding answers on why the DOJ missed the Friday deadline for all the files. The Justice Department says the delay in release is due to the large amount of files and the work they're having to do.
Y'all may well forget. Y'all are not going to get all the information from this man. Know too many big time people. He know too many, not just Trump. He know a lot of folks. He know a lot of big time people up there with him, Democratic and Republicans. He know everybody. He had all the women. He had... You know about all they women. They are not going to release the files that y'all need to know about. So y'all, they might well forget about that. Golly. Yeah, I can't find nothing. Let me see something being notes. Hold on, y'all. Do I want to go here? Look at Trump. Got him a woman. Let me see. Let me go right home. I'm dead being nosy now, y'all.
We have some breaking news to report on this Tuesday as the U.S. Justice Department has released, I should say.
No, he died.
Several more files related to the
baby. Born too.
Taking a look here at a social media post from the Department of Justice. It says this: the Department of Justice has officially released nearly 30,000 more pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. Some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had a shred of credibility, they would certainly have been weaponized against President Trump already. Nevertheless, out of our commitment to the law and transparency, the DOJ is releasing these documents with the legally required protections for Epstein's victims. Several news agencies also reporting on this as well, and I do want to reference some reporting courtesy of our partners at Reuters as they bring up some more of the footage that had been released. This picture, some of these in particular.
Look at your boy right here.
From the overseas on their social media account on X. But Reuters saying this, that the U.S. Department has released new trove of documents from its investigations into the late financier and convicted sex offender.
Oh yeah, I'm all the way good.
Including CCTV videos and legal records. The latest release comprises around 29,000 pages.
This man right here.
With many
this man right here, that right there got so much information. They don't know what to do. Yeah. If you gonna take Trump, You might well take the rest of them, because it's a whole lot of these jokers, honey. A whole lot of these. Look at Epstein, how you looking at her. Like you my woman.
Actions and dozens of video clips, including several purporting to be shot inside a prison. Epstein was found dead in 2019 after an apparent suicide in a New York jail. Now the latest material...
And you got to think about why he took his life in 2019 before I retired. That he took his life then. Why? You got to ask yourself, why? Because he got a lot of personal information that you'll never know about. Now the little paperwork the files that they released, not even saying nothing. That ain't the paperwork that y'all need to see. That's not the files that y'all need to see. It's some files that I don't think y'all not gonna never see.
After the Trump administration published a large cache of Epstein files in an attempt to comply with a new law forcing disclosure on the politically fraught topic. However, the releases on Friday and Saturday contained extensive redactions, angering and doing little to diffuse a scandal threatening the party ahead of 2026 midterm elections. On Monday, President Trump downplayed the importance of the Epstein files. Speaking to reporters, he said the material was, quote, just used to deflect against tremendous success by him and his fellow Republicans. The new transparency law, overwhelmingly passed by Congress last month, mandated the disclosure of all Epstein files, despite President Trump's months-long effort to keep them sealed. That was according to reporting from Reuters. So that is the latest breaking news that we have on this Tuesday. As we continue to hear more calls from Congress members and the White House, I doubt
hardly he took his. I don't so either. I don't think he did this to himself. I really don't. I don't. Epstein, his name Epstein. I always call him Epstein, but I don't think he did that either. Nah. Let me see what CNN News got a lot of information. Yeah, this Epstein been going. I would call it Epstein, but it's as Epstein. He
for other programs and waited weeks.
I remember him when I was working. I was trying to keep up with his story because I'm always.
The Justice Department has now released a big new batch of documents in the Jeffrey Epstein investigation, and these include new details about Epstein's one-time friendship with President Trump. Look, there is a lot to go through. We said it's like more than 10,000 pages. So we are
10,000 pages.
This is what is seen so far. In a 2020 email, an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York wrote that Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet, quote, more times than previously has been reported, at least 8 times between 1993 and 96. And on a flight in 1993, according to the email, there was just 3 passengers: Trump, Epstein, and...
If y'all think about it, 1993, 1996, and y'all just not bringing this up? He had too much money and power. He did. He had too much money and power. Come on, y'all. Now, here we are in 2020. Well, I would say 2026, but we're going to say 25. Goodness Jesus. 1996. 1993. Jeez. And y'all worrying about this then? Now? Y'all worry about it now? Even though y'all worrying about it in 2019. Ooh, these folks are
as a 20-year-old woman. Being mentioned in a trove of investigatory documents.
Too much money.
Demonstrate criminal wrongdoing. A reminder. And Trump has not been accused of being involved in Epstein's crimes. On Monday, the president did seem dismayed that the release of any and all of these files, though, could harm the reputations of individuals he said, quote, innocently met Epstein. Now, remember, he is the man they also signed into law last month, a measure requiring the Justice Department to do just this, release the files.
A lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party. And you ruin the reputation of somebody.
If you think about the party that Epstein ran, think about the party P. Diddy ran. That's why I told y'all with P. Diddy's story, P. Diddy was taking video, and y'all didn't understand why P. Diddy was taking, he recorded everything he did. Because of stuff like this. These are people he affiliated with.
As we speak, CNN has a team working through the documents just released. We are going to bring you the findings as they come in. CNN's Caitlin Polans is live in Washington this morning. A lot to work through, and we're just getting started. Caitlin, what do you have so far?
We're just getting started, but the headline here is quite clear. Donald Trump is all over these documents. The first probe that the Justice Department released on Friday, there were...
But see, I'm not taking up for Trump. I'm just saying, Trump is not the only one, y'all, all over the files. Trump is not the only one over the files. They picked Trump because they trying to take Trump down. But it's a lot of, if you're going to pull Trump out the file, you got a lot of other people you got to pull out that file too. That's, hey, not only just Trump. Y'all, I don't know if y'all did, right? I don't think all of those files going to be released. If all those files going to be released, y'all going to be in trouble with both parties. Y'all, I don't want a guy like neither the Democratic nor Republican. I wish they had another guy. I wish it was somewhere else we can pick somebody else. I don't want all of them working together, baby. All of them affiliated with each other. All of them working together. Ain't no if and no but. All of them people working together. Both parties working together.
Scant mentions of Trump, including in a picture collected with a bunch of other pictures. In this one, there is...
Well, we all want them to release it.
Very illuminating.
That's what we need, an independent president.
During the presidency of Donald Trump...
I'm going to be honest with you. Trump wasn't no different than Biden. Biden wasn't no different than Trump. I wish I could have found somebody else to vote for. We need somebody who really serious about being the president of the United States. So I don't care because both of the parties need to be improved. But these paper, we talking about these paper Epstein files. It's a lot of Republicans and Democrats inside of that inside of the files that have been presidents. They have been the president of the United States as well as Trump. Yeah, they all the same. They just fooling y'all.
We're working on the case against Epstein co-conspirator Ghislaine Maxwell. This is after Epstein's death. And one of those prosecutors writes, I'm going to read from this letter because it is what was new to the prosecutors at the time and what is new to us now, receiving these documents now in the public sphere from the Justice Department. The prosecutor, unnamed, an assistant U.S. attorney of the Southern District of New York, wrote on January 8th of 2020, the flight records we received yesterday reflect that Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware. That's the Justice Department in 2020, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. On one flight in 1993, Donald Trump and Epstein are the only two passengers listed. On another, the only three passengers are Epstein, Trump, and a then 20-year-old. On two other flights, two of the passengers respectively were women who would be possible witnesses in a Maxwell case. And then the assistant U.S. attorney concludes this email by telling his or her supervisors or superiors in the Justice Department didn't want any of this to be a surprise down the road. That's a direct quote. Now, Donald Trump, he has not commented yet on this particular revelation in the Epstein files coming out overnight and this morning that we are now surfacing for you here. But Donald Trump has downplayed his relationship with Epstein in the past. And of course, this is something that is documenting his connection to Epstein traveling on that private plane in the 90s. So many years ago, Kate. But Trump even yesterday was saying that everyone was friendly with Epstein. He was all
That's what I'm saying.
on the beach. And Ghislaine Maxwell, this past year, has said it in...
Let me tell you something. One thing you have never heard about is hindrance. They are not gonna, they worry about the releasing documents, Epstein. But look, what about the children's? You're not gonna hear about that. I ain't worried about who Trump was riding on the plane with, who he would be. That was his business. His business was his business. Where the children at? Don't nobody talk about that. Because when you jump into that, where the children at, then you jumping in a whole bag of something else. But that's all of the money.
Interview with the Justice Department talking about Trump, that she never saw him do anything that wasn't gentlemanly, that was any sort of impropriety at all. That said, this
and that his wife. And that's his wife. I don't know why I can see through her and him at the same time.
Document that shows the possibility of Donald Trump having an intersection with Ghislaine Maxwell and the criminal case against her in which she was convicted for sex trafficking of minors. Clearly, this did not come out in the trial, but it is a pretty revelatory document. And Kate, it's just one page right now. This is the one page that I've walked you through. There are many, many more documents that we are piecing through this morning to see what else may be news here. But Donald Trump is in the latest batch of files.
Okay, him and some more people. I mean, him and a lot of more people in names in there. Well, y'all, if y'all gonna talk about Trump, talk about all of them.
And odors away.
And I ain't taking up for nobody. I'm just saying what is what it is.
That's right. With balance.
If you gonna tell on Trump, tell on the rest of them.
Back to that new clothes feeling.
And it's too many people in that file. It's too many people in that file.
With Dupixent, stay ahead of
y'all picking and pointing fingers.
With clearer skin and less itch. The #1 prescribed.
Thank you so much for jumping on. I really appreciate it. Sarah.
All right, joining me now is Sarah Kristoff, a former U.S. prosecutor for the Southern District of New York. Thank you for being here. Look, the DOJ has said they are releasing these documents more slowly because they are concerned about exposing victims.
See, that's why, you know what? See, people don't realize it, that this go deeper than Trump. This go deeper than Trump. So Trump don't mind releasing the file. Because if they release the file, it's not going to be only his name. So while y'all getting all happy, Trump's name is not going to be the only one in the file, y'all. The file is big. The file going to make shame of a lot of them. So I don't blame him. Show the file.
Monday afternoon.
Me and everybody else.
Some of those documents were taken down.
See?
We also know a victim's name who wished to remain anonymous was not redacted. We also know President Trump's name, as you heard there from Caitlin, appears in several places.
They don't took some people's name down,
This is the
child.
second time they've released documents only to remove them again. From what you have seen so far, is this just sloppy work from the DOJ, or do you see this as being more calculated?
So it is a hard job to redact these documents appropriately. The law set forth categories of material that could be redacted. The DOJ has to go through these very carefully, make calls about, really page by page about what needs to be redacted or not. But they have all of the resources in the world to do that. I mean, they have thousands of lawyers, top lawyers, who could be working on these documents, following a protocol and making decisions.
And guess what? You got to watch the lawyers. In that case, then you got to watch the lawyers. If you're gonna keep eyes on them, it's everybody name in that file, y'all. It's so probably there's so many big people in that file. It's attorneys and everybody. That's why P. Diddy sitting there smiling, showing his teeth. He's still running the jail now.
I mean, they should be moving quicker than they are, and we shouldn't really be seeing mistakes, particularly mistakes regarding victims' names. But this is a human process and a very laborious, time-intensive.
Big time pimp.
And as we go through these, of course, other organizations going through these, the Washington Post saying that the latest tranche of Epstein documents, there was a subpoena sent to Mar-a-Lago in 2021 for records related to the government's case against Ghislaine Maxwell. What do you glean from that?
Yeah, I mean, some of the juiciest stuff really is going to be in internal DOJ emails, right? That's where the prosecutors are talking about their case. That's where they're sort of hashing out the evidence that they're seeing. So we're going to see some good stuff in there, as we already talked about this morning. The other place I think you're going to see really interesting material is in FBI reports, 302 reports, to the extent those are released in unredacted form or partially redacted form, because that's really going to set out the nature of the investigation and the things that were, the steps that were taken in connection with the investigation.
You just mentioned this. There were a large number of documents showing in this latest tranche the objections filed by Epstein's victims in 2008 after the U.S. attorney in Miami agreed his office would not prosecute Epstein on federal charges in exchange for Epstein to plead guilty to less serious state charges of soliciting prostitution from a minor. What will these documents expose?
That's what I just told y'all. That's what I just spoke about. Those who don't believe this stuff, you need to move out the way. But this is for real. That's why I mentioned the children. Y'all talking about documents and paperwork. What about the children's? Epstein and everybody else had. You ain't heard nothing about the ones in Diddy case. You ain't heard nothing about. You're not gonna hear it, and you didn't hear it. Some of the kids are grown people now. Y'all got to remember that. In a lot of these cases, a lot of these girls are grown ladies now. And grown men, they're not little kids anymore. They was kids back then, but they grown now. That's why we can't find the kids, because the kids are adults now. They can make their own decisions.
In these documents, as they're looking at, what happened there in Miami, that a lot of victims are very, very upset with.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, the course of events here in terms of sort of the Florida prosecution or lack of prosecution and then the subsequent prosecution in the SDNY was sort of very complicated. And we're going to see more details uncovering that, more details about why decisions were made, why charges were brought or not brought. And that, I think, is going to be very illuminating about whether there was sort of political pressure or external forces on decisions that were made internally in these prosecutorial bodies.
There is a lot to go through, and as you said, this is an unprecedented amount of information having to come out of the DOJ, but the law says it was supposed to be out altogether, and now it's coming out in more of a trickle. Sarah Kristoff, thank you so much. I'm sure we will be back.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if anybody knows.
Michaels is the lead writer of a new statement from Epstein survivors. The statement raises multiple concerns about the way the release of files has been handled. She explained to CNN that no one from the Justice Department reached out to survivors for their input.
To me, what we're seeing is just an incredibly sloppy and inconsistent and thoughtless process that has been done to try to redact names or leaving things haphazardly unredacted. I felt very strongly that this was a clear-cut, black and white moment. Friday, December 19th at 11:59, if all of the files had not been released publicly, this DOJ had broken the law. The law that took an act of Congress to pass, and that the president signed. And to me, that is a point we need.
And that's the problem. We are stuck with missing files. See, the missing files are the files that we need in this case. The missing files are the kids. The missing files are the grown women who are grown now. The adult women. Yeah. Jeffrey.
Protected by state law, this is an easy way to leave $40,000 for your loved ones.
A regional director at the Social Security Administration is raising concerns over
Clinton just
the release of Jeffrey Epstein files was meant to bring answers.
Clinton is just worse than Trump. All of them working together, honey. Stop trying to make excuses for one. And nobody mad. The truth is the truth. All of them in this together. Everybody in it together, honey. If you release Trump, and it ain't about just when you release those files, it don't become just Trump. It become everybody. And it ain't no pick and choosing who you want them to strike. It's going to be Trump along with Clinton, along with some of the other presidents, vice president, attorneys. Come on, y'all.
Instead, it has opened new questions. Questions about who is being named, who is being protected,
That's
and
right.
whether justice is actually being served. The first batch of files was released by the U.S. Justice Department on Friday. Thousands of pages, many names, but also many blackened out sections. And now, U.S. President Donald Trump has weighed in. Speaking at his Mar-a-Lago residence in Florida, Trump broke his silence. He said the release of photos from the Epstein files is damaging people like Jeffrey Epstein. Trump said many of those now under scrutiny had nothing to do with Epstein's crimes. He said they were simply photographed with him at parties.
People that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think
let me tell you something. They about to bark under something that can affect majority of these celebrities and their families. That's what about to be. That's what about to happen. When you going into political, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I was trying to answer the phone, but I couldn't answer the phone.
Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along. Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are asking for. So,
didn't I just tell y'all that? Didn't I just tell y'all, when y'all don't listen, people, y'all got to listen. These files got Democrats, and Republicans, politicians in the file. They even got lawyers. They got judges. So release the file. Release it. I want to see. Yeah. Y'all better wake up.
I mean, there are photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy. Either friendly or not friendly, but he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers. And Bill Clinton was a friend of his, but everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago. And as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. This is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida.
He expressed sympathy for several high-profile figures, including former U.S. President Bill Clinton, and said that he does not like seeing Clinton's photos being shown.
I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's a big boy. He can handle it. But he probably had pictures being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey Epstein many years ago. And they're, highly respected bankers and lawyers and others.
I just told y'all that.
Because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%.
I just told y'all that. Believe me when I tell you something.
Look at Kentucky. Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know. They've got a couple of people on there that are very strange in terms of leadership, but Massey's a loser.
He stressed that bankers, lawyers, and other respected figures could have had their reputations ruined. Trump also said photos of himself are part of the release and claimed Epstein was friendly with many people at the time. Trump also dismissed the focus on Epstein as a political distraction. He said the issue is being...
they had to get rid. They trying to make it look like Epstein got rid of himself. No, Epstein, all these people who trying to act like they know about this been happening. But they never released. That's where we are now, releasing the file. I want them to release the file. Clinton need to go down and everybody else need to go down. All them Democratic and Republicans and the judges and the lawyers and the bookkeeper, accountants. Hey, y'all gonna be surprised. Celebrities, come on now. A lot of these celebrities are not gone to be gone. Y'all got to understand about this Epstein file. This is a mafia. It's one of the biggest mafia. Y'all don't understand it. Y'all think that because they got P. Diddy locked up, P. Diddy about to become rich in prison. P. Diddy about to run prison. This ain't no different. This ain't no different, y'all. Just because P. Diddy locked up, P. Diddy about to run the prison. He about to run the prison. Because he got enough money to run the prison.
Used to pull attention away from what he called Republican achievements, including defense projects and shipbuilding. Trump has previously called the Epstein controversy a hoax. Yet he also signed into law a bill that requires the files to be released. That law is the Epstein Files Transparency Act. It was passed almost unanimously by the Congress. Despite the law, only one major batch of documents have been released so far. Many pages are heavily redacted. Key sections are blacked out, and thousands of documents are still missing. This has triggered rare anger across party lines.
Y'all can look at it when y'all want to. Let me tell you something. You looking at one of the dangerous man right here. This man right here know too much. He know too much, and he knew this was going to come up. I don't believe he did this to himself. I never thought that these files was going to come back up again. It would be right, Serenity. Right? I'm telling y'all. The people who they not showing in these files are the people that you need to show in the files. And y'all got to remember, they don't need to show nothing. If they show something in, y'all don't want to be no Democrat, you don't want to be no Republican.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massey and Democratic Congressman Ro Khanna are now working together. They accuse the Justice Department of breaking the law and of shielding powerful people. Both lawmakers have warned they could move to hold Attorney General Pam Bondi in contempt of Congress.
I'm not on the StreamYard, Paul. I'm not on the StreamYard. If I was, you could.
That could include daily fines until documents are released. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer has also pushed for legal steps to force a full disclosure. The backlash is not limited to Democrats. Many of Trump's own supporters are furious. Online conservative influencers and podcasters who have long pushed for Epstein theories are now split. Some say the release proves Trump did nothing wrong. Others say the redactions prove a cover-up. Several high-profile MAGA voices who were earlier vocal about Epstein have gone silent. That silence has triggered infighting within the movement. Experts say this matters because many of these voters are new to the Republican Party. They're drawn to Trump, not the party itself. Polls show nearly a third of Trump voters are first-time Republicans, and only about half say they would back the party again in midterm elections.
All of the three major cases in the last 5 years are tied to one thing. But that's what they're trying to tell you now. They tied to one thing, but you got to remember that what it says, it's a lot of people tied into this. It's a lot of people tied to this. A lot of people, major people, tied into this case, into those files. That's why they don't want to say low blame, low in the morning, standing 4 feet 10 in one sock. That's what she said. All right, y'all. Y'all like, share, and subscribe. I'm out. Okay, I'll be back later.